It does. I mean, it's a very exciting time of year, but it also has its challenges. I think I should probably start by congratulating every graduating senior in the entire Indiana County. I'm the parent, a proud parent of a senior Indiana high school that's going to be graduating. So there's a tremendous opportunity for a lot of our young adults to be great citizens, and so that's really exciting. And then we have our younger kids who they're eager to finish school. And I'm also the parent of some students at the junior high and not graduating, but at the senior high still. And so, they're excited to get summer started, after school events and things like that. And you can see and you can feel a tangible uptick in town, cars driving around, people downtown on foot. So I always say, we need to be patient. We need to be cautious. I can investigate a crash well, so can every police officer, but our most successful outcome would be to avoid that crash in the first place. Mm-hmm. And so it matters to me a little less who is specifically at fault, whether it's someone not paying attention because they're looking at their cell phone walking on the sidewalk, or a car perhaps making a turn at an intersection when there's a pedestrian in the crosswalk. The most important thing is that we try to avoid that for each other. And sometimes that means being the more alert, even if you do have the right of way. Yeah. Sometimes it's better to be cautious. Often, all times, it's better to be cautious because we need to prevent it. We need to prevent it from happening. I don't want to treat it after it's happened. So yeah. I think that's our truest success in Indiana Borough, is trying to prevent those things, which takes a community effort.
Yeah, short-tempered people are going to have a difficult time when it gets into hotter weather, and there are more people around, and just that call for patience and calm is pretty important.
Well, I can tell you in my personal life too, whenever I've lacked patience, I've never ultimately enjoyed the outcome of that. So, we have to give each other grace. We have to be patient, and sometimes that's more difficult than others to do. But it's always, I think, it's the only successful outcome that we can have, and that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be addressing the folks that are maybe in their cell phone too much or not crossing the street appropriately. It has nothing to do with the fact that, we're not going to enforce traffic violations. But again, the best that we could possibly be for everybody is a safe community. Mm-hmm. And so we need everyone's best effort in that.
Keeping children safe is called for all the time. But in summertime, it seems that there are more opportunities for people to misbehave, or people with nefarious aims to get an opening into a kid's life. And so watching for them, it's not like when I was a kid and, you would leave the house at 6 o'clock in the morning and go play and come back at lunchtime. You can't do that anymore. It's a whole different world. And you have to be concerned with that as well. Just the call for moms and dads and grandparents or whoever's watching the kids to know where they are all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. As a society, we are no more safe today than we ever were before. So we have to be vigilant. And, summertime, I think you have a combination of, one, bad people exist, and that's what we're here for. Good people are here to combat, that bad element, and the police officers are certainly here to protect and serve. But you also have some increased freedom for our young folks, and I know this too as a parent, that summertime allows you the opportunity to sometimes let your hair down a little bit, or to let your children go out, be out of your sight more often, or perhaps walk somewhere where we probably would have driven them during the school year just to be, more expedient. So you have a combination of more freedom and, the element of, there's danger out there. And so how do we combat both of those? As parents, we need to be diligent. We need to trust our kids, but we need to prepare them. We need to equip our kids with responses to when someone approaches them, to carrying hopefully a cell phone or some type of method that we can get in touch with them, or that we know where they are. That preparation is very important. And again, the police department's here 24/7, 365. So I'm not suggesting that we don't have an obligation in safety. We have a significant and a duty to public safety, but we are benefited and aided by the help of our community. And so Indiana Borough, and I say this often, Indiana County, blessed to have the Pennsylvania State Police, the IUP Police, Sheriff's Department, the District Attorney's Office, the Indiana Borough Police Department. These are great men and women out here for everyone's safety. But again, it takes all of us. We are all better together, and I've said that many times too. So summertime is a great time for us to maybe flex a little bit that the community approach that has always made us, better, I believe. And that's just all of us working together, caring for each other, caring for each other's children, caring for each other as people. and giving grace and patience when we can, and then calling the police when things are, sometimes a little bit out of our control, and then we're always here to assist any way that we can.
Are summertime patrols any different than at other times of the year?
Yes, and the fact that, I think that there is an expectation that police officers in Indiana Borough are out on foot more frequently, so I would expect for our residents and business owners to see police officers downtown on foot more frequently as nicer weather is, because there's more presence downtown, not only in our businesses, but, restaurants and students just moving to and from. So we'll have more of a presence there. It's easier to ride a bicycle in nicer weather than it is in inclement weather, and it's safer to do so. So you're going to see police on bicycle more often this summer. But, our strategy, our public safety strategy is the same, but it's flexible to meet the needs of the community. So summertime needs are sometimes different than wintertime needs. So we're going to be flexible, and I don't think that I need to get into all of the specific things that we're going to do. But, with an increased traffic flow is going to be increased traffic enforcement. With increased pedestrian and bicycle traffic, there's going to be increases in police officers on sidewalks, reminding bicyclists that you shouldn't be on the Philadelphia Street sidewalk, reminding the folks walking around in businesses to be, good patrons and good citizens when they're walking around. Stay out of your cell phone. And then you're going to have the omnipresent presence, which is a police officer in all wards of Indiana Borough driving around 24/7, 365, looking for suspicious activity or to be immediately available when you call. So it's active. It's an active summer, and then you throw on top of that the special events. Indiana Borough seems to be a community of special events, and that's what we're becoming known for because we do it so well. But to do it well takes a significant effort, not only from Borough Council, but Borough Administration, to the police department, to all of our partners who we seek help in making that event safe, and that includes fire and EMS. So it's a coordinated effort.
Yeah, that visibility aspect of it is really important, isn't it?
It is important, and I'm always comforted when I see a first responder anywhere that I'm at, because I know that someone's paying attention, and I know that someone is caring for my well-being, and that's exactly what, as chief, I hope we could do everywhere. If I had 50 more officers, I'd plug us in 50 more ways that we could be that much more successful for the community, and the community could have that much more success. But it's really about maximizing what we have when we have it, and what the success look like, and how can the police department be part of it for everyone.
Yeah, and I know that, just to bring the conversation back around to where we started, children, that you encourage children to talk with police officers when they see them, especially at events, and learn what, that this is a person that you can trust, that rely upon, and that's a friend that is always going to be there.
Oh, absolutely. So the police officers are helpers across the board, and the better relationships that we can build between the police officers and our youngest in our community, the better relationships I believe firmly we're going to have as our youngest become adults and good citizens. And really, that's one of the more exciting parts of our partnership, or aspects of our partnership with the Indiana Area School District, is that we can plug in with our student population now in kindergarten. Mm-hmm. We can introduce ourselves. We can prove ourselves. We can build trust. We can establish those positive relationships. And we can quite literally walk with our youngest, holding their hand the whole way through as much as possible, so that when they become seniors in high school, juniors in high school, sophomores in high school, that there's a trust level, that the officer coming through the door, is someone who we don't have to perhaps be concerned with or afraid of. And unless we build those relationships, we really leave that choice or that dynamic or those opinions to perhaps, whatever we've seen on TV or whatever the most negative news article is that we could read, which is not a fair representation of what Indiana County and Indiana Borough has in its first responders. So we want to reach everybody young. We want to walk with everyone through their entire life. I won't be here, I'm sure, to see the final product of the relationships that we're building now with our kindergartners at the police department, but I am absolutely convinced that we're all going to be better for it.
We're going to keep you around then, at least that long.
I don't know.
And probably longer. Justin Schawl, Indiana Borough Police Chief, with us. Events that are being held, of course, downtown Indiana always has a very busy schedule of events, and I'm sure that not only will you be there, but you'll be available to folks, that they know that they can count on you being there. But it also is a reminder, especially for women carrying purses, watch out.
Yep.
Keep an eye on the people around you.
Go slow. Watch out for suspicious activity. Watch out for each other. The police department is going to be present, or we will have a presence, whether we're immediately seen or not, at every special event that happens in downtown Indiana, and every day the folks are around. But again, we just want everyone to be diligent. Report suspicious activity. Let us plug in for you in a way that we can keep you safe and prevent the things, as opposed to just treating them or investigating them.
Good advice.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for the visit.
I appreciate it.
Justin Schawl, Indiana Borough Police Chief, with us here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. And it is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Fox News is next at the top of the hour, and then a visit from Josh Whittison in our WCCS newsroom.
GCES.
Hey, it's Clint and Galen here from GCES. Since 2010, we've been helping families prepare for retirement.
In 2012, we made Indiana PA our home. It's where we put down roots and grew as part of the community.
We're here to make your retirement planning straightforward and easy.
If you have questions about your future in retirement, we have answers.
You can call us at 724-915-0000 or visit us online at gces.us.
GCES was voted Indiana's best financial planner in 2023.
GCES, turning retirement planning from a chore into something more.
GCES.
Advisory services offered by Encompass More Asset Management, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Registration with the SEC does not imply a certain level of skill or training. GCES earned the rating of the Advisor of the Year on July 26, 2023, based